Chief Master Sergeant John Thompson, Command Chief of the 480th ISR Wing. Just dropped off my daughter at Champaign, Illinois, the University of Illinois. She's going to be fighting Illini for the next 4 years. Really excited and proud of her that she's going to be doing that. But we decided to do a video blog or a vlog or whatever it's called on the way back to try and talk about a topic that's near and dear to my heart. I wanted to talk about, well, I don't want to use the word resiliency because that's become a buzzword that people shy away from. So I'll talk about what you've heard me talk about on the road. It's called a work-life balance. Many of you heard me talk about it, as I said, and really it's some of the regrets that I had over my 27 years of service so far anyway, and all the things that I missed in my personal life because of my service in the Air Force. And in the last couple months, I read a book called The One Way. I can't remember the gentleman's name who's the author, but I'll put that out in a separate email, I think. But it's a great book, and the second chapter I read while I was standing in Barnes & Nobles, it said, work-life balance is a lie. And after I bought it from Amazon, read that chapter, it was just absolute money to me. What the gentleman is saying, his supposition is that there's no such thing as a balance between work and life. Not a real balance, right? So if you could picture a slide where work is on one side and life is on the other, this is that imaginary dotted line that goes up the middle. That would be, balance. That in itself is a lie, because if you think about it, if you want to achieve anything extraordinary in your life, you can't possibly balance that between work. My example that my wife and I were talking just a minute ago before we turned the camera on was me getting promoted. Anytime I needed to get promoted, everything else suffered. I mean, maybe people are smarter than me out there and they don't have to study as much as what I had to, but I had to spend a lot of time in my off-duty time studying for promotion. And so let's face it, during that time frame, my family was out of whack. I was focusing a lot on the work side of that imaginary slide that I was talking to you about. So what this gentleman supposes is that the balance is a lie, but you can counterbalance it. In other words, so if I spend a lot of time on getting promoted and I veer off to the left in this chart, I have to spend a lot of time getting myself counterbalanced. I counterbalance that situation to get myself back in the middle and what that fictional balance line is. The danger here is if you spend so much time on the left, on the work side of it, that line down the middle will eventually fade its way into the work side. And I think that's what happened with me, is over the course of 27 years, that balance line kept fading its way onto the work side, to where until recently I was just way out of balance. And I think that's my 2 minutes. Thanks a lot for listening.